This is crucial to know how to feel better when you are down and feeling hopeless. Everyone has been there. We are either about to enter a valley, are already in a valley, or are walking out of a valley. It's just the way it is. It will depend on how you deal with being in the valley. In the past, humans have had to deal with this kind of thing. To help you feel better when you're down, defeated, and overwhelmed, let's talk about how to feel better. In times when you feel down or defeated, there is still hope for you. There are things God doesn't see in the same way that we do. But He'll always help. Who or what are you fighting against? What obstacles are keeping you from moving forward, from being broken? People who don't have momentum can't move forward, and they can't last very long. If you let God run the show, He will help you. When we live in a self-serving take-care-of-me world as we do now, it's very hard for us to do that. As long as the world is acting that way, it doesn't mean we have to do the same. We don't have to be sad about our losses, shortcoming, or anything else. There are ways we can learn to feel better when we are down and feel like we can't go on. It's God's goal to teach us and move us. It's His job to show you how to feel better when you're down. God helped King David fight the Philistines. The Philistines are given to David by God after this. Trusting God when things are going bad is a good thing to do. Again, the Philistines came up. They put their troops in the Rephaim Valley. David asked God again. You should not attack them head on. Instead, circle around behind them and surprise them from the grove of trees that are holy. Get ready to leave when you hear the trees moving. It's a sign that God is going to go ahead of you and smash the Philistine camp before you. David did everything God told him to do. He took the Philistines all the way from Gibeon to Gezer, and they didn't even make it there. 2 It is Samuel 5:22-25. David fights the Philistines again. Give yourself and your army to God. God will give you victory. Ask Him and trust Him to do the same for you. 3 ways to stay positive when life makes you feel down. 1. Spiritual progress. This is the first thing to note. Momentum is the only way to move forward and be successful in life. Having momentum is a great way to break through to a new level. How do we build up our spiritual strength? There have also been a lot of violent people who have tried to stop the kingdom of heaven from coming. John the Baptist started preaching when he was young. It's Matthew 11:12. There are times in our lives when we feel down and defeated. It was hard to get through bad times and bad feelings, to lose a job, and to not have money. During that time, God is still with us. He says He won't leave us or forget us, over 25 times in both the Old and New Testament. So, why are we in the valley? God is with us, and we can learn how to use the valley. The devil will try to hurt me more when I'm in the valley. Not good at all. You should leave now. You can't do this. You should quit. You won't be good at that. Because God is with you, this is the time and place to get ready. It's clear that He knows all of Satan's moves and schemes. People who don't like me are a sign that God is going to do something in my life soon. There is a lot of opposition in the valley, and it's going to another level. It doesn't matter how you got here, whether it was by making bad decisions or because of something else, you are still in the valley. God doesn't do everything, but He won't leave you alone. Getting to the valley is fine, but we don't want to stay there. You don't have to be down, depressed, or hurt all the time. Take a look at these tips for how to feel better when you're down and feeling defeated and overwhelmed. When you forgive this man, I also forgive him. We don't let Satan get ahead of us when we forgive. I forgive what needs to be forgiven with the authority of Christ for your benefit so that Satan can't get ahead of us. Because we know about his evil plans. 2 Corinthians 2:10-11. 2. Listen for the sound. Afterward, I should wait and listen for God to speak. During this time, God has a message for you, or He's going to do something for you to get out of where you are. If you want a miracle, you have to have a problem first. You can't get better if you don't have a sickness. People may cry for a night, but they'll be happy in the morning because God's anger is short-lived. Psalms 35 in the New King James Version says that. A Find My Phone app can tell you where you are at all times. Spiritually, physically, and mentally, He knows where you are at all times, and He can help you. As soon as you call on Him to help you, He sees what Satan is doing and is ready. We are either getting closer to God or getting farther away from Him at any given time. 3. Moving through the valley. God doesn't want you to stay in the valley. It's not a place to stay. The Bible tells us not to fight our own battles. Instead, let God fight for us. It is my move, but God's fight. I move, then I let God move me. It can't work any other way. The only way I can move forward is if I let God lead the way. In every valley, God can show up and try to move us to new levels of momentum so that we can get closer to Him. The more momentum we have, the easier it is to do things. When they walk through the valley of weeping, it will become a place where they can get some water. Psalm 84:6. This bitter valley is going to become a valley of spring. God is going to change this valley. Give us beauty in exchange for ashes. We need to get out of the valley so that God can bring hope and healing through us. God's Spirit. God is on me. Because the Lord has chosen me to bring good news to the poor, He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, proclaim freedom for captives, and announce the favorable year of the Lord and the day of our God's vengeance. To comfort those who mourn, to give them a garland instead of ashes, the oil of gladness instead of mourning, and the cloak of praise instead of a downcast heart. So, they will be called oaks of righteousness, the trees planted by the Lord, so that he can be praised and show off his power. Isaiah 61, 1-3. It's hard to get out of the broken state you're in. Ask God, wait, listen, and do what he says. In his heart, he wants you back. He wants you to be smiling, happy, and leaning on him when you come back. Amen.
Thanks for watching. This is Life and Faith in Jesus Christ the Lord. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe and press the notification bell for more videos. Thank you.